Hello, I'm Tripwire, and welcome back to my slow play of Dark Souls Remastered. We're getting back here in Firelink Shrine. We're going to go ahead and upgrade our Estus for the third time. And we're going to rest at the old bonfire before making our next move. So that if we die or something funky happens, I don't get sent back to Blighttown. Oh, we can actually level up again. Let's go ahead and put it in Vitality. And... right, we've got the Soul of Quelaag, like I said. You can use that for souls, or you can use it to make a weapon. I actually might make that into a weapon, just because I love it so much. Although, that's actually not a great idea because it's the dex weapon and I'm doing a strength build. Never mind. I'm probably just going to use it for souls. However, I'm actually not going to use it for its souls. We're going to go talk to this freaky boy over here. I'm going to talk to this man, or whatever he is.
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening?
Yeah, that me.
I am the primordial serpent, King Seeker Framt, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment?
You seem very trustworthy, so sure, why not?
Very well. Then I am pleased to share. Chosen undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
So, Kingseeker Framt straight up tells us what our next objective should be to access Anor Londo, which is the city of the gods, get the Lord Vessel, which we are going to do. He tells us we're going to succeed Lord Gwyn, who is the final boss, the one who ushered in this Age of Fire that we're currently living in, and he also said that we're going to end the curse of the undead. Yeah, spoiler alert, that's not how that works. It's a Souls game, so just because somebody's telling you what your objective is doesn't mean they're correct, doesn't mean they're a good guy, doesn't mean anything. Kingseeker Framt is a primordial serpent, of which there are 2 in this game. There's a pretty general feel that like Framt is the good one and Darkstalker Cath is the bad one. He's the other primordial serpent. It's very specific how you get to encounter Cath instead of Framt. You have to like be trying to do that instead. Whereas Framt wants you to succeed Lord Gwyn and link the fire and perpetuate the Age of Fire. Darkstalker Cath wants you to usher in an Age of Dark, an Age of Men. Because remember, we are descended from the creature that found the Dark Soul. So Dark and humanity are inextricably linked in this world. So an Age of Dark and an Age of Men is kind of synonymous, and that's what Cath wants. So it's kind of like a light versus dark thing, but in the world of Dark Souls, everything's kind of mega fucked, and even in Age of Fire is not like saving anybody necessarily. But anyway, again, lore stuff, highly recommend. So we've got our next objective, but also we've got the first opportunity we will get in this game to sell. Disguised by the term feed, because he's a giant thing with a giant mouth. You can feed him items, and then on the right here it tells you how many souls you get out of them. I'm not planning on doing any PvP. I'd play offline, so we can go ahead and sell these for 2,000 souls. Sorry, he makes that sound every time you feed him any item. I apologize. Kind of crazy that if you feed him poop, he'll give you 200 souls. It's kind of disgusting. You can sell him soul items, but you're not going to get as much back as you deserve for them, with the exception of certain boss souls. So the Soul of Quelaag can be fed to him for 10,000 souls. If I consume it, it'll only give me 8,000. So certain items are better fed to Framt. This is one of them. I'm going to go ahead and sell that to Framt for 10,000 souls. The Capra coin can be sold to him for 1,000 souls. It has no other use, so might as well. And I wouldn't really recommend selling him anything else necessarily, anything important. I mean, like I can sell him straight sword hilt and a broken straight sword. You know, it's no big deal. But for the most part, I like to avoid selling him shit that I might ever use or just want to keep or it's cool. You can tell, like, if it's a special item, It'll give you more for it, but it's still not worth trading in a cool shield like this for 100 souls, right? And I mean, we got duplicates of those. Like, I encourage you to go through and sell dupes all you want. You can see the gold hemmed would sell for 1,000 for each piece because it's a special set. But we ain't selling that. The Fangbore helm also sells for 1,000. He really lowballs us. I'm not sure what just happened to me. Lowballs us on these fucking rings. The Chloranthy ring, we had to go into the Great Hollow for 100 souls. It's ridiculous. Anyway, the other function he has is you can feed him upgrade materials, and in return you'll get back different upgrade materials. So it's a kind of exchange. Very useful in certain situations if you're going specific upgrade paths. But for now, we are done speaking to our boy Frampt. So in order to access Anor Londo, we have to clear through Sen's Fortress. But before we do Sen's Fortress, I want to show you the depths. So that's what we're going to do today. In order to access the depths, we need to head back to the bonfire across the Hellkite Drake Bridge. That's where we're going. Actually, what's my claymore at? Alright, it is a +5. So yeah, the depths is a very important location for us. The depths is an area that is optional again, but only if you have the master key. Depth is very much... Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that's true. So there's two locations that are optional if you have the master key in this area alone. The lower Undead Berg, which leads us to the depths, and the depths itself. Both contain a boss. Both bosses are optional if you have the master key. And when we get down to the bonfire, I should probably spend these souls and level up, huh? I was thinking I can upgrade my weapon, but no, the +5 is currently our maximum. As we saw by trying to choose the ascend option at Andre, it said we need an ember that will allow us to ascend weapons. I'm just gonna serpentine a little bit to avoid those crossbow bolts. Dodge, yeah, there's one. There's a lot of homing on projectiles in these games. Alright, so we'll go ahead and rest here. And yep, just strength. Just strength, okay. So bear in mind that after you've been away from this bridge, once you get to a certain section of it, the Hellkite Drake is going to return. They'll get triggered just the same way you did when you came from the other side. So this whole section is safe. But once you go far enough, the Hellkite Drake is going to come back. There he is. So I'm going to come down here so I'm safe. And then run across, and we're going to wait for him to come on down so we can despawn him again. Just the same way as last time. We'll just wait for him to hop down. We're going to run to that bonfire underneath him. We're not going to rest at it because we don't want to deal with the hollows again, but we will just wait for him to get out of here. And again, remember, he has different fire attacks, so you can try to run it and hope you survive, but you really might not. And it's not worth the frustration and having to retry it. Just play it safe. So he has alighted above us again. That's not what we want. Alright, and now he's leaving. When he flies off into the sun rise? I don't know. When he flies off into the god rays, or whatever you want to call them, it's safe, so we're going to head on down this way. And I don't know if you guys noticed it. Maybe you did if you are very observant. But so we came from down here after we fought the Taurus demon, and we took a right. And this is where we encountered Solaire for the first time, right? Actually, he's still there. Fun fact: if you have enough faith, he actually appears at the altar next to that bonfire down across the bridge. There, it's the sunlight altar. But there's a door here, a door that we need the basement key to open. The basement key was found right next to that jackass who's trying to lock you out of that gate leading up to the Undead Parish. So, the basement key leads us to the lower Undead Berg. Look at this ladder. That's a long ladder. So down we go. This is where you'll encounter some dog enemies, which are annoying. There's also a shortcut you can unlock by taking a right and going up these stairs. This is a shortcut I never make use of, but can if you want to. This leads you to this section. So, bonfire's right over there. So you can rest the bonfire and then just come on through here. I aggroed that guy? Wow, I aggroed that guy. That's surprising. You must have sharp ears. Alright, so careful because you don't want to drop off the edge here. There's another hollow walking around up there. I can hear his fucking footsteps. Alright, so come on down here. We're in the lower Undead Berg, and immediately you're going to have to deal with some dogs. So that one already aggroed on us, and he's coming on up to say hi. See, that one hit me even though I was backing up. And I clanked, and oh, you're a dick. Okay, cool. So you can see my bleed meters on the screen. These guys inflict bleed if they hit you enough. So again, block and attack, hit him. If you've got an upgraded weapon, you should be one-shotting dogs at this point. Hopefully. So, this area has 2 points of interest. One is down that path, and the other is down this path. We're going to go this way first. So.
Somebody. Please let me out of here. Somebody. Anybody. Help me. Unlock the door. Damn. I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
This is an NPC who's important if you want to use sorceries. He comes back to Firelink Shrine if you save him, and he's a vendor of sorceries. But this is one of those doors you can't unlock with the Master Key. Luckily, when we went to the Undead Merchant, we bought the Residence Key. Opens residences in Undead Berg. We're in the lower Undead Berg, so... And here he is, Mr. Griggs.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels.
So, he says he's going to resume his travels, but when we go back to Firelink Shrine, he's going to be there. So I guess that was where he was traveling to. And then if you come down this way, there is a few torch hollows and an item. That's all there is to this direction. Nice, got the double. Remember though, the torch hollows can be dangerous. The fire damage is devastating compared to their regular attacks, and there's a bunch of them, so be careful here. Just remember, you can bait an attack, or just back up, or preempt it like that. This is a twin humanities. And now we'll go down the intended route through this area. And I'm going to give you a bit of advice here. There are 2 ambushes heading down this way. Once you get close to that door that I'm staring at right now down there, that door, this door, and this door will open, and undead, what are they called? Undead thieves will pop out and they'll try to kill you. But the undead thieves are already spawned in. So all you have to do is hit them through the door. Here and here. And then you only have to deal with one. There we go. So these guys are assholes. They can very easily backstab you. They get what's called a vacuum backstab, where they just seem to like suction themselves to your back and get the backstab animation when it really, really seems like they shouldn't have been able to. Big problem in this game is, you know, still early days for FromSoftware, and it's less prevalent in the sequels, I want to say, for the most part, but they also can cause bleeding. They also throw throwing knives. Be careful of that. If you come any further down here, there's another set of hollow thieves waiting for ambush, and at the end of this pathway there are 2 dogs, and the dog on the left has ridiculously good eyesight because he's already seen us and is slowly walking up this way. So I recommend that you wait until he comes to you, and then you're not dealing with an ambush and a dog at the same time. There are 2 dogs, but only one can see you from here. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to hit. Alright, so there's another dog back there. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. We can actually see all the way down in the hall there, even though there's a fog gate down there. It's not rendering the fog. That's weird. Alright, so this ambush, I don't really think you can preempt. Yeah, see, the doors are already open. We got one, dodge that. Again, you don't want to turn your back to these guys for any longer than you have to, because they will backstab you. That went very smoothly. Let's deal with the second dog now. There he is. And there's the fog gate. Like, legit, it wasn't rendering the fog gate. That was super weird. So, in this little alcove here, there's one of those bodies in a barrel, so break it. Claim your reward. And then on the right, in this last doorway here, you got the black leather set and the target shield. So the black leather set's pretty good. It's also very cool looking, and the target shield is interesting. Small round metal shield, 4 protrusions used to parry attacks. Small shields are always less stable, but landing critical hits after parry is easier. This shield is specialized for parrying. So it's explicit, tells you that it's special use for parrying. And if you use the target shield and you want to practice parrying, that's the best way to do it, because the target shield is more lenient with parries than any other shield or offhand, because it gives you more frames where the parry will be successful than other shields. So I'm not going through the fog gate because fighting the boss of this little section with such a long run back is annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to come unlock a shortcut first. So come down here. And be wary, this is a Souls game, so take a left, and here's a thief waiting around the corner, and then deal with this guy. Easy peasy. So, up that way is leading to the shortcut, and over here is the door to the depths. But it's locked, which is why we need to kill that boss. That boss kills. That boss drops the key to the depths. And again, the key to the depths wouldn't be necessary. I mean, it's not necessary, but I want to go there anyway. And it's not necessary because we have the master key. So we can bypass the depths. The reason that you need to go to the depths is because the boss of the depths drops the key to Blighttown. So the normal way to access Blighttown is through the depths, but with the master key you don't have to deal with any of that. So this leads us back to the reservoir from the beginning of the game when we are ascending into Undead Berg for the first time. Remember, there was a locked gate. We can unlock it from this end, but if you turn around, we have another Undead merchant.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls.
Alright, take it easy. So she sells the moss that you can use in Blighttown to cure your poison or toxin, but you can just get it for free in Darkroot, so I wouldn't bother. Throwing knives, dung pie, charcoal pine resin we are going to buy a couple of. Charcoal pine resin is like the golden pine resin, except that it applies fire damage. The transient curses are the ones that allow you to fight with ghosts, but again, you can get those for free from drops. Rotten pine resin, that's poison. I have never once in my life used this item. I don't know where I would use this item. I don't know of any bosses that are weak to poison. Homeward Bones for pretty cheap. Humanity for not cheap at all. Purging Stone for double the price that you would get it for at Oswald of Kareem. So don't buy them here. And then ammunition. I think I'm going to go ahead and buy some arrows because I used up all my arrows pretty much on the Undead Dragon. And as you can see, they're very cheap, so I'm just going to go ahead and get a couple hundred of them. So now we're going to run through here and unlock the gate. So you should be starting at least to get an idea of the interconnectivity of all the maps in this game and how well the shortcuts are placed and just how carefully considered everything is. It's really brilliant. Brilliantly made game. What in the hell is that sound? What am I hearing? It's so weird. Yep. And that NPC is over there. Cool. Come here. So, let's head on over here and say hi to this guy. I'm trying to remember his name. He's got a weird name. This NPC is one that you would encounter in Blighttown if you went there first. Or if you went there earlier, or... God, no, I'm sorry, I misspoke. Not in Blighttown, in the depths. He's in the depths first, leading up to Blighttown. But now he's here.
Aye, Shemai, and good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just, well, a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
So he says I trade for them. You can't sell to him, but you can buy gold pine resin from him, which I actually forgot about. He sells the master key, so if you want to start with a different gift, you can actually buy it from him later in the game. And 5,000 souls is pretty cheap for such a useful item. He sells crystal equipment. Crystal equipment has low durability but high damage, so it's good for people who are struggling to deal enough damage to bosses or haven't been upgrading stuff. Ammo, and then he sells his own armor set, but notably he sells
That is a shame. They'll be
he sells the armor of bosses that you've defeated. So if you were like, wow, that boss's armor set was really cool, after it's dead, come here and see, he might be selling it for you. So hello, Mr. Griggs. So here you go. Like I said, he's here
Oh,
now.
hello. I regret meeting you, and at least we... But your... Of course.
Sure.
Splendid.
I don't actually care, but I can look through his supply of of sorceries here. So fall control actually makes you take less damage from falling. There's a lot of these are offensive. Magic weapon buffs your weapon temporarily, and it's actually quite strong. It's like a reusable way of buffing your weapon versus the consumable way that we've been doing.
Goodbye, then.
There are a handful of sorcerers that are quite useful, but I just never bother messing with them. Anyway, we have access to our favorite bonfire for yet another purpose. So we're gonna head back, and before this episode wraps up, I'm gonna take out the boss of the lower Undead Berg because, well, I mean, it should only take me one attempt. We'll see what happens. Hey, I mean, every other boss has taken me only one attempt so far, right? But this boss is not that it's harder; it's actually easier. But the room it's in is tiny and poorly designed. The encounter is probably one of the first things in this game I would deem as feeling unfair, and actually coming pretty close to being unfair. Like, it's similar to other stuff in this game in the fact that once you know how to handle it, you know how to handle it. But it feels like bullshit until that point. Because the demon I pointed out that wasn't the Taurus demon down in the ruins, that's what we're going to be fighting. It's called a Capra demon. And actually my tattoo that I showed you at the beginning of the series has the skull of a Capra demon in it next to the bonfire. That was just an artistic liberty I thought was cool. But the Capra demon's not hard to kill in an open area. But the room you have to fight him in for his boss encounter is fucking tiny, and they throw in 2 dogs. So you can, if you're not fast, like once you get through, you can just get walled. You can get stuck on the enemy hitboxes and mauled to death by the dogs and Capra before you have, you know, it's just bad. It's a bad boss encounter. Just is what it is. I love this game, but it's not perfect. Alright, so we're going to kill the 2 dogs from before because we're back up to the same area. And here's the fog gate. So through this is just a really tiny room, and it's got a Capra demon who's going to be running at us, and 2 dogs are going to be running at us. And what you want to do is, as soon as you're through the gate, you want to be ready to sprint. You want to be holding the sprint button before you're done going through the fog, and you want to run to the left of Capra and up the stairs, like this. Not like this. Not like this at all. Alright, so the dog fucked me, just like they're meant to do. I mean, that's their purpose in this fight, is to fuck you. Look at that. Like, it's already almost dead. Once you take the dogs out of the picture, the fight's pretty much over, because Capra is not hard enemy. He only has a few different attacks. And if you just back up and let him do his attack combo, like that's all he does. He's got the sweeping attack, the 2-hit combo sweeping attack. He's got this where he puts them together and it's very strong but easy to dodge. And then he's got the one where he jumps at you. That's pretty much it. But this boss room is fucking stupid, right? Like, this is... Oh, I shouldn't have jumped off then. This is not what a boss encounter should be like. And, you know, other boss encounters aren't like this. But if you want, you can come over here. Capra can't fit on this little ledge. So what you can do is you can block until he falls off. And then plunging attack him like I did before. Although he's not falling... Oh, he can fit on this ledge. Oh, well, I was just wrong then, wasn't I? That's not working. So sometimes he'll fall off, sometimes he won't, I guess. But anyway, he's not very strong. Like, look at that damage. It's not even that much damage, it's just that his health pool is small, because he's a regular enemy later. He's not really a boss. But anyway, it's just the dogs that really make this fight stupid. The dogs and the size of the room. But anyway, we got the key to the depths now. And that is what we were here for. So, head back down. And we'll go down into the depths, which is an asshole-ish area if you're a new player, I promise. It's not great. And again, if you don't have the master key, you need to come down here and kill the area boss of this area to get the key to Blighttown. But even if you do have the master key, you do want to come down here because you want the ability to keep upgrading your shit, I assume, and you're going to need the Ember. It's found down here. It's very important. Before we go too far, we're going to wrap it up. This episode's long already. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.